If you're like me and you're sort of missing the idea of having a continued video series on Top 5 Wednesdays, don't worry friends, today I have your back. I am kicking off a new video series and I'm really, really excited. Hello friends, happy Wednesday, so very excited that you're here. Originally I said top 5 Friday, and apparently Friday is just on the mind, and I'm filming this video way before then, and I'm like, oh man, like no, that is not the right day, but I am so very excited for this video. I was doing some brainstorming after, like, well, I guess during the end of the video series I was doing of the top 5/24 debuts from a variety of manga publishers, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed that. I know I did. And so when I was thinking, I was like, what is something else I could do? Maybe not the entire month for a video series, but something that continually comes back consistently. And I was thinking, you know, each time I do the Shijose calendar graphics, every time I post those videos or I post them on social media, I'm like, you know, I would love to say what I'm most excited about, because I don't really want to focus about what I'm excited about in those videos. I know sometimes that I do, though this past one I mentioned how I was really bummed about Veil, and having read volume 1 digitally just recently, oh my goodness, it is even more of a bummer. So hopefully it will not get pushed back past April 15th because I am ready to have it in my hands. But that being beside the point, that I love being able to share what I'm excited about too, and I feel like I used to do that, but again, I just didn't want to focus necessarily on what just I'm excited for, but love hearing what other people are excited for. So all of that, hopefully that little ramble made sense. I thought it'd be fun that for every first Monday of the month that I would feature my top 5 most anticipated releases coming out for that month. So today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 most anticipated March releases, and I'm really, really excited. Granted, there is a whole bunch that I'm excited for, but I really tried to narrow it down, and I knew that Yen Press, because 3 of my picks are from Yen Press, I knew that they had a bunch of releases I'm very excited for. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead, jump right in. For number 1, I am saying A Star Brighter Than the Sun. This is by the same creator of My Love Story, which I do have a video review on, High School Debut, also have a video review on, and The Secret of Friendship, which I also have a review on. I love this creator's work so incredibly much. She has been a win-win-win for me, and I'm really desperately hoping that we get more of her work in English. I know we just recently talked about in the manga news video that this is getting an anime, and I'm very, very excited. I'll admit I don't know too much about this, except for when the story starts out, it is tall girl and short guy. But then as like when they're kids, because they're like, I think they were like good childhood friends, and then the guy ends up moving and she doesn't see him for a really long time, but then they go to high school where she ends up bumping into him, but he is like so much taller than she is. That's about all I know concerning this story. I sort of have purposely been going in blind because I just have full faith in this creator that I'm gonna love it. I did read, let's see, Viz Media had like a preview, it wasn't like of the chapter 1, it was just like a 2-page thing that they shared on social media. I loved it, I loved it. I'm really, really, really excited that this one is coming. Like my pre-order is actually on the way, and I'm so happy, I'm so happy. I'm really excited to dive into this one. I really feel like I'm going to absolutely love it, and I'm excited just to have another one of this creator's series in my hands. I can't wait for it. For number 2, I just realized that this is also by the same creator, because I'm saying My Love Story in College, volume 14. We are finally getting the final volume. I mean, if you've read My Love Story, you can see that the series sort of already ended, and I think this is more of like a continuation slash standalone slash spin-off of sorts. I mean, same characters, but they're all older. I'm so excited to be back in this world with these characters. Sunakawa, I love Suna so much. He is one of my favorite male characters I've ever read about, and so seeing his face, I know I'm gonna be really excited about. But yeah, I have just missed these characters. I should have considered doing a My Love Story reread before, you know, it's released, or released, what, yesterday? But before it released, my pre-order actually hasn't shipped yet. So I was sort of bummed about that when I realized. I'm like, oh, okay, Books A Million, you didn't do it yet. Can you please please send it? Can you please send it? That would be very wonderful if they did, which I know eventually will come. But I'm just excited to see what happens in this manga. I really never thought we were going to get it from Shoujo Beats, so it just feels like a little miracle child to be getting this, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's going to be worth the wait. I feel like it's going to be really, really good. I know some people warn me, like, don't get your hopes up. Not that they have read it, but they felt that usually the continuation of something like this usually isn't as good as the main series, but this creator's just so amazing. Granted, there's a different artist for My Love Story, by the way, but she's amazing. I don't have any doubts I'm gonna love it, and really excited for this one as well. For number 3, we're going into the Yen Press titles I'm excited about, and that is volume 2 of In Another World, My Sister Stole My Name. Oh my goodness, I gushed so much in a reading wrap-up of volume 1 of how amazing it was and how it really just far exceeded my expectations. It was phenomenal and definitely one of my favorite reads from last year. Absolutely loved it. And so I have just been waiting, eagerly anticipating to get volume 2 in my hands. Volume 1 ended on a cliffhanger, and I am just ready to see what is going to unfold from that cliffhanger, because basically the premise is Ichika, I think is her name. She has an older sister. Our main female lead, she sees this young boy that's the same age as her through this mirror, and she has been conversing and talking with him. She tells her older sister all the things that have been happening. Well, one day she comes home, I think it was like from school, and her older sister is missing. She sort of realizes sometime after that she hasn't been seeing the young boy in the mirror, and something happens, and the female lead ends up transmigrating, teleporting through the mirror to the land where the boy, who's no longer a boy now, but where this young man that she had talked to as a kid, that she's in his land. Who does she see? Her older sister saying that she is her, like the female lead. She has stolen her name and is pretending to be her, and that she was the one, the older sister was the one talking to the young guy who she is now engaged to. Y'all, it was nothing like I thought it would be. I don't know what I thought it would be, but I never expected for sure to be as invested as I was. And because this sister's very mean, she's not great. She's not great. She's really trying to keep a tight leash on the actual female lead. And it's like, you better not reveal your true identity or all of that, and won't allow her to try and learn magic, won't allow her to do this, that, and the other, just all of that. But at the end, there is a tragic thing that happens, or seems tragic, but our female lead steps in and saves the day. And the older sister ain't gonna like that. She is not. And I was reading the blurb for volume 2 this morning because it was the first time I'd ever read it. And sure enough, some things are happening, and I need to see it. I need to read it. I need to know what is going to unfold. I would highly, highly recommend this manga. It has been so good, and I cannot wait to read this volume and see where things go. For number 4, this is such a long title, but oh my goodness, Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts, Air, White Rabbit, and the Prince of Beasts. I had to look it up to make sure, because I was like, I don't know what the second part of it is. I was overjoyed when Yen Press licensed this series. I have done a review on Sacrificial Princess. I adored the series. I love the themes. I love everything that was in it. It was so impactful and was a fantastic series that I was so thankful that I took a chance on and read all of it and absolutely adored it. And so I have been hoping to get the sequel, which centers around our lead's kiddo. And that is basically, from what I was reading, our lead story has ended. They are no longer the spotlight, and now we're moving on to their child and them navigating this world. And I just can't wait to read it. I'm really, really thrilled to be back in this world, be back with these characters, because even though the cover does show an entire new cast of what I'm assuming will be the main leads or the main character cast, I know we're gonna have some cameos from characters in the main series. I feel like that is the one thing I'm most excited about. Grant, I'm excited to meet their son, see the shenanigans that he goes on, because I have seen some of the chapters in some of the Hanatsume magazines that I have, and I loved it. It has all the action that Sacrificial Princess does, and by all the action, I mean the fighting. It was really intense, and there were already a few cameos just in like 2-3 chapters that I saw. So again, I feel like I'm most excited for that, but I really feel like once I get to meet their kiddo, that I'm gonna love them. I'm gonna love this new cast of characters and following them and see what they're gonna do, how they're gonna learn, and I really hope that it continues to have those powerful themes that I loved in the main series. I'll be a little bit sad, maybe a little bit heartbroken actually, if it doesn't, because while I love the story itself, it's the themes that speak to me so very powerfully. So this was like such a huge win for me last year, and really hope that it does well and a lot of people pick it up, especially if you love the main series. It's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good, and I can't wait to read it and come back and say, this is really good. For number 5, oh my goodness, I don't know if it's up here. Yeah, it is. Okay, so this morning before this video, for my final one, it's Fiancé Chosen by the Ring, Volume 6. I'm so excited we're getting a new volume. Maybe that's not like the best of reasons, and I'm like, Laura, why is it on here? It's been so long. I was just rereading actually or skimming through the series because I love it. It's so fluffy and very wholesome. I'll say fluffy again. It's a very fluffy series. I've said it before, there's not too much of like this overarching deep kind of plot, and I'm not going to say the series is shallow because obviously I don't feel that way, but I'm very biased about it. I've seen a lot of dislike for it because the main premise is about our main female lead. Her name is Aurora. She loves embroidery, and she goes to like these events, these balls, and these festivals to admire all of the clothing, admire the embroidery specifically, when one day she's just appreciating this lady's dress and she gets smacked right in the forehead with a random ring. And this man comes up like, oh, thank you for the ring. You are my now fiance because the ring has chosen you. And so they have this engagement that's very odd, and he admits that it was sort of just a setup to have somebody by his side and not have all of these bunch of women begging to dance with him, begging for his hand, or just bothering him. He didn't want that. And so they set up this charade of sorts, and it's going smoothly, it's going well. But yeah, as you might expect, they start catching feelings for one another. And so it is definitely their love story. I loved being back in this world this morning. I was giggling, having a wonderful time. And I have just been waiting and anticipating Volume 6. I think Volume 7 just came out in Japan. And I'm like, Volume 6, where have you been in English? And so when I saw that Yum Press had finally given us a release date, I was so excited. When I do my pre-orders, I hardly pre-order them like volumes twice by accident, but I did for this series or this volume, excuse me, just because I was that excited. But the funny thing was I had to go back and I was like, it's been so long. I'm like, where did Volume 5 end? I knew certain things that had happened and lots of great things in Volume 4. And I really do feel like, while I don't feel the series is slow, I do feel like the action picks up in the 5th volume especially, and there's definitely more mystery that's happening. It's not just all these cute romantic moments of these two falling in love and just having all of the cute precious little moments. It's so cute. Sorry I said that twice, but you get what I mean. I do feel like it really picks up in a lot of the action, so I am just overjoyed. I'm so happy that we're finally getting a new volume. I really hope it doesn't take this long for Volume 7 to release. Please, Yen Press, please get press. And I did share in my video, my birthday, I was gonna say manga haul, but my birthday haul where I had like a bunch of merch, that I did get the super cute keychain. I love them. They are just such a precious couple, and it makes me sad that they get some, I wouldn't say hate, but it's more like dislike of like, there's nothing to this story. Like, you don't always need a lot besides fluff, but obviously you guys know I love my fluffy stories, so there's that. But yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm gonna have to tell myself when this volume comes, slow down, Laura. Don't binge read this at a rapid pace because you're gonna have to wait for the next volume, and there's no pre-order date for Volume 7 yet, which again is a huge bummer, but I love it. I mean, this is like the 3rd time I've like reread it, even though this was more of a skim read than like sit down, read page to page kind of reread. But it was wonderful, and I'm so excited. I have continuously said that I really do feel like we are being fed like the shoujose community is. And I feel like I'm struggling to really narrow it down to the things that I really, really want rather than branching out and trying lots of other things, even though there's so much good stuff. Like, I really debated, and it'd be a good honorable mention, is Gazing at the Star Next Door. What is it, volume 5 that we're on? Yes, it's volume 5. Like, I really debated putting it on this list, but I think all of the picks I have today, as you can see, they're all mainly like on the fluffier side, and Gazing at the Star Next Door definitely has fluff, don't get me wrong. But you know, if you read volume 4, there was a lot of pain. There was a lot of angst, there was a lot of heartbreak, and I just felt like all these little mini arrows were piercing my heart from the pain of these characters realizing things, admitting things, saying things, and I'm just like, please, please don't be as angsty or painful as volume 4 was. And so I felt I was a little bit hesitant, very excited, don't get me wrong. And it'll probably be like how it was when I got volume 4, where I got volume 4, I opened my package, didn't even sit down, and I just started reading. That is how much I love it. But I was like, I really feel like I want some happier fluff, not just heartbreaking kind of fluff. And hopefully things clear up and that our leads, that they come together, they say things, because Chi is an amazing young woman, and I was like, girl, I admire you so much, you're strong. And I'm like, Subaru, get your act together, buddy. He's getting there, but I need him to get a little bit faster, and that our hearts, their hearts, my heart would heal and be okay. You know what I'm saying? We need that. We need that happiness. And yeah, so that was sort of unintentionally the theme behind my picks, I guess, of ones I feel are going to be really exciting to read and a lot of fluff. Though I don't feel like Sacrificial Princess is going to have that fluff. That is not a fluffy series, okay? It has fluff, but yeah, that's not a fluffy series. Those are my top 5 most anticipated releases of March, plus my honorable mention. I would love to hear from you, friends. If you didn't already share in that video, what are you looking forward to? Maybe it's not anything new, you know, it could be like In Another World, My Sister Stole My Name, or I'm looking forward to the next volume that's coming out, same as Gazing at the Star Next Door. So yeah, let me know. Or, you know, maybe you're like, well, there's nothing for me this month and here's what I'm enjoying. That is awesome too. Let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!